So it's been a while since I talked to you about Cory eggs, and many things have happened. So the last video about Cory eggs, I talked about the first spawn they had, and basically me getting my egg tumbler thing. It's on, but there's no eggs in there right now. They haven't spawned for, I guess, a week actually, because we've had 2 spawns since last time you saw. So the first time, all 3 of them spawned literally all over there, the 3 pairs. I believe I do have 3 females and 3 males, because whenever they spawn, there's normally 3 separate spawns. And there was one right at the top, and then there was one on the bottom, and then one spawn down there. And I got probably half of those. There was about 40 eggs in the first one, and then 40 in this second one. And then I incubated those, and they didn't hatch. But it's something just, I wasn't expecting them to, because it was their second spawn. They hadn't spawned before, so I wasn't expecting them to be fertilised or whatever. But then the third spawn, this is where it gets cool. The third spawn, they spawned 5 days later, which surprised me because it's normally like a week or 2 or something. But so 5 days later, there was more eggs all over the breeder box. This time there was just a breeder box in there, and there was eggs all over the side of it, which was really cool to see. And there was one spawn that wasn't fertilised, and the other spawn was. And I've got a clip of that, but I said I was thinking which one was and wasn't fertilised, but I said it the wrong way around. So I said the clear ones weren't fertilised, and I think those were the fertilised ones. So I'll show that clip in a minute, but just remember that is not true. And yeah, they then hatched actually. I got about 5 or 6 fry, and none of them have survived, mainly because I put them in this breeder box and they basically just swam straight out the side, because they literally were super small, like unbelievably small. I mean, I know they came from eggs, but unbelievably small. They literally just fit through the smallest gaps on my breeder box, which was a bit useless really, because they kind of just put them in, I got a photo, and then they were gone. That was a bit lame. So we did have actual fry, and I got a picture, I'll show you that as well, but it's really blurry and doesn't look very good. So the plan is, what I'm going to learn from this situation is, once they hatch, I'm going to take them straight upstairs and let them out in the tank upstairs, and they've got a better chance of surviving up there. I mean, yeah, there is now 8 guppies up there, which is ridiculous. There are like 6 or 7 guppies like charging around, they're babies, which is awesome. They're starting to get colour as well, so I have to show you those today as well. But yeah, that's the plan for the Corydoras. There isn't much else to say about this tank. Yeah, apart from the lights being moved back accidentally, it doesn't look too bad. Apart from that though, I think the Corys are getting ready to spawn again. They're all looking quite large again. So I'm going to take you upstairs, talk to you about the baby guppies quickly, show them, because some of them have some really cool colour, and then we'll take you outside to feed the koi because it's warm and they're superbly happy at the moment. So here are the 2 spawns of Cory eggs. I've got this one here, and then there's also one there, but I've got to quickly gather them and put them in either here or I think a breeder. Oh look, there's even more there. There's more there. There might be another spawn somewhere, or that is the other spawn. But I'm going to put them either in there, or I think I'm going to put them in a breeder box this time to see how well that works. I'm going to see if I can gather up most of these at least before I go to work, so then we can try and hatch them, which would be really awesome. The Corydoras have spawned again, as you can see here. There's 2 spawns on the side of this breeder box here, and as you can see, so yeah, there's 2 spawns. Obviously, you've got the slightly more see-through ones and the beige ones. These see-through ones here aren't fertilised because they're clear and you can see through them, whereas these sort of beigey, sort of tan coloured ones are fertilised because of that colour. So I'm going to set up the egg incubator, chuck them in, and I'll bring you back in 5 days. Then we have 3 of our baby guppies here, and that is the one that's showing the colour right now. It's the one with the sort of yellowy, greeny sort of colour in its tail, and the sort of patch on its side. And that's the only one with colour, and that's a male, which is good. It's going to be an Endler guppy, which is interesting. I want to see if we get any fancy guppies from this. But yeah, if you see, the tank is a bit dirty, and I'm going to tidy it up tomorrow. But here we have the big females. And yeah, there's loads of guppies everywhere. They're really active when it's food, and I think there might be some baby platies, but I haven't seen any yet. But yeah, we've got the 2 big females, and then there's just baby guppies everywhere. And then this male has a big patch of colour on his side, I think, every now and again. And then look, the 2 kind of stripes on his tail, which is really awesome. So they're looking really good, and that makes me really excited to see how they're all starting to show colour really. And I'm waiting for a few more males to kind of start colouring up and stuff, because I think we might even have some fancy guppy babies as well, because that one I've shown you is an Endler, as you can see from how its tail is growing. But one of the females that had some of those babies was a fancy guppy female, and you can see from her tail. So I'm thinking we might have a chance of getting some fancy guppies in the tank. which would be great. And I'm really looking forward to having just some more colour and stuff upstairs, and we need to clean that out also tomorrow. That's happening tomorrow. I won't film that because we filmed it before. It's kind of a bit repetitive. This needs cleaning, we need to do some clean to the pond, but that's all for tomorrow. And I'm going to just go outside and feed them now and show how happy they are and how much they've changed almost in the past few weeks. I feed my koi this. This is Hikari Gold. It's a great food actually. They've been loving it. It really enhances their colour and also it's good for growth as well. I mean, they've eaten so much, as you can see. I can kind of just squeeze it all down. The bag is getting empty very quickly. I mean, I've had this one since I got my fish in September, October time. So it's still looking quite good for the time. But I think we will need to get a new bag soon because we're starting to run low. So at the moment I seem to be feeding them about that much for the 5, and they just demolish it. They eat it all so quickly and then they're always back up for more food after. So we're going to go give them this, and I normally feed them like 3 times a day, and it's probably quite a lot for them, but they seem to eat it all so well. So yeah, let's go and feed those and it should be really cool. We have the pond obviously, and then our food, and then hopefully you should see this, hopefully out of the sun, they all just come charging over for food. So we give them some food and we'll just back off a bit and they'll all come up. Saw from those few clips, they really love food. They wasn't able to capture it, but when I go and stand in that corner, they all come charging on over. Sometimes I did watch the Corydoras and does it just launch itself at the water to get some food the other day, which was really cool to see. But they're getting really confident now. They're coming right up. I can get pretty close to the pond now, but the goal for the end of the year is I want to really be able to hand feed them, which would be crazy if I can get that done. But that is the goal with them, I think. And next video will be, we're going to a fish store. I'm going to have a look at the koi. I'm not going to get any koi yet because obviously it's February and it's still a bit chilly, which is a bit boring really, because I want to measure the koi before we buy any more. So we've got their size at the start of February or whatever, March, April, that sort of time, and then we can measure them again in like October and see how big they've grown over the year, because they're definitely growing now. I can see that there's difference in size. The little gold Ginrin and Yamabuki is definitely growing, and they're all starting to get quite wide as well with all the food they're eating, which is good. You can see that they're growing as well, and they've kind of recovered from winter and are out and about all the time. They're always charging around at the surface wanting food and stuff, which is great. So next weekend we're going to Dragon's Gate Koi, which would be pretty awesome. And also I'm going to look at the koi. There are some koi I've reserved that I might unreserve because I don't think they are what I was hoping they were. So I'm going to have a look at those. We're going to get some pipe also for the pond. We need to do some pond maintenance as well for a future video, and just have a look around really, because there's some interesting things I want to get for my pond this year. So if you have enjoyed, please do subscribe and like, and leave a comment down below if you want more videos about the pond and the koi, because that's what I really want to do this channel about. And then hopefully, this is where it gets really cool, in possibly a month or a bit less or a bit longer, I don't know really, but around a month sort of time, we should be doing something really, really amazing. So stay tuned for that. Subscribe so you don't miss it, notification bell, that sort of cool stuff. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.